it is time for the final game of the Acer TeamStory Cup qualifier. Spawning in the bottom right position of Whirlwind as the blue Terran player, who's just defeated by this Protoss. It is Complexities, the STC, brought back with the Ace Revive. And his opponent spawning in the top left position as the red Protoss player from Root Gaming. This man eats more Wendy's than any human being I've ever met in my entire life. It is Minigun. No, but seriously, he eats a crap ton of Wendy's. It's easily his favorite thing in the world. I'm surprised he doesn't date a redhead. It's probably just because he needs time to play StarCraft and Hearthstone. But Whirlwind, big, huge map. This is where you get the macro games, or we could see SC go for some kind of big SCV pull. Last game, there's nothing that really needs to be said. But basically, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I was like trying to think of what to say, but then I was like, you know what? He ate those storms like, I don't know. I keep trying to think of an analogy, like someone eats something. I actually can't think of anything good right now. Maybe like a New Yorker eats pizza, because we have the best pizza. Anyway, Probe's going to scout for Minigun. He's doing his standard thing. We have another CC first opening from the STC, so this is just like his opening versus XYZ on Derelict Watcher, except he's going on the low ground. Of course, this map, so much bigger, Whirlwind 4 players, so it's very easy to comfortably go for the command center first on the low ground. He's not really worried about being hit with some sort of fast gateway timing. He's not worried about being hit by, the probe rush. Although I'd still love to see a probe rush. Haven't seen one since, what was it, it was like some sort of GSL super tournament or something. Or Naniwa. He got in trouble for that too. But there's the second barracks coming in there. So she's not doing anything funky. The probe will come in and scout. Minigun's going to be like, command center fist. Well, he's not really in a position to poke the SCV, so he wants to get in the main. Confirm there's 2 barracks. Make sure no early gas. And that's pretty much all Minigun needs to see. Against XYZ, we saw STC just add a 3rd barracks after the second one completed, and then move into a pretty safe 3rd, just standard macro setup. But, there are other options. He could just sit on 2 barracks, get a very fast 3rd command center. He could just go double gas, then 3rd barracks. Some players like Innovation, Flash have been doing that. But it's kind of neat. He's got options, basically, is the best way to put it. He is going for a very fast Stalker, however, even before his warp gate, before his mothership core even, so this is kind of neat. I assume it's for scouting. He wants to have the Stalker in front of the STC's base, this way he can spot anything that moves out, but STC isn't doing anything weird himself. We're going for a very fast early attack, so yeah, and he will be starting up that gas relatively soon. Sitting on these 3 barracks is quite nice. Now the Stalker does push away the scouting SCV. And, it's cool that he denies information, and that's probably why he chrono boosted that Stalker, was to keep the SCV out, because look at this. We have a Stargate. I wanted to say a second. I wanted to use the word second, but I meant he's got a Stargate off of 2 bases. And the best thing about a Stargate off of 2 bases is that Terran players only ever worry about Stargates on 1 base. And it's not that it's, Stargate on a, 2-base Stargate play is terrible, but it's that the Terran player prepares for fast Oracle timings with an early engineering bay. But if there's no threat, if the Terran player says, well, I'm not actually worried about being hit by that, especially scouting this Nexus, which the SCV was able to do, well, then suddenly it's like, well, I guess I don't have to worry about an Oracle at all. And with the Oracle that's now coming in for Minigun, there's no engineering bay. It's just starting now, so he will have an opportunity to do a little bit of damage to the SCV line, of course, and making this sound like it could be really, really big and dramatic, because it can. But it's also going to come down to whether or not this lone Marine STC could actually accidentally find this Oracle. Oh my God, is this Oracle? Oh no, oh STC, oh goodness. I don't know if you saw that. That is so important right now, because he should throw up a missile turret in each mineral line now. But I don't think he saw it. I do not think STC's random scouting Marines actually saw that that Oracle. So the missile turret's going to go up at the front. It's purely to deter Dark Templar, and another Marine barely misses that. So he's going to run in with the Oracle now. How much damage will he be able to do? One SCV down, just one. He's going to go for a second, does manage to grab a second one, actually cancels the missile turret. He realizes no chance of Dark Templar. He'll instead build the missile turrets in his mineral line. But you know what this does mean, though? Is that it's very possible we could see Minigun go for his classic Colossi Phoenix style. You can use the Phoenix in the early game as well to deter drops, and that's one of the coolest things about the way that Minigun plays, is when you open up with the Phoenix, you can shut down the drops so easily. They move faster than the Medivacs. Even when the Medivacs are speed boosting, Phoenix move faster than them. So Minigun's going to continue to dance around. He's using this Oracle. He's getting some information. And we could see him do something like Revelation later on, or Envision, to be able to scout some of these units. There, he's just going to pick off random Marines. I love it. As long as you don't lose the Oracle, anything you kill with this thing is cost-effective because it's so fast, it gets information, and even losing some health on it isn't the biggest deal ever. What's surprising me is that we don't see any Phoenix. He knows that the starport is only just completing, so he's not super worried about it. He saw the timing that the factory completed, so not enough energy to actually kill that Marine. Just, it's like, damn it. It's kind of annoying. But the Marine just kind of dance around. There's the Phoenix. This is what I was waiting for. Minigun wanted to get his Colossus out first just to be extra super duper safe. He recognized the command center first build and said, hey, if you're going CC first, I don't actually have to worry about you having a fast drop, so I don't need the Phoenix. And he's laughing in my face like, Nathan, silly. Why would I make Phoenix this early on? As he is getting his extended thermal lance, +1 attack, and this is a very powerful composition. Like I said, it's purely designed to just kill everything, unlike many other Protoss builds, which usually involve killing everything. But Medivacs are coming out for STC. We do have the +1 attack and a third command center, which is totally fine. This one Marine's like, oh, gets killed, a horrible, painful death. But the Phoenix are also patrolling to stop any kind of drop play, which is very, very nice. There's two Medivacs here with a small Bioforce. Can't really do anything versus this Colossus setup, though. He'll just pick him off instantly. And that's the other really cool thing, is he can't just load up in these Medivacs and go for drop harass. A good force field actually snags a couple of those Marines. And he just does another random stim. He's a little bit worried now. I think he's actually really scared of being chased here. And now the Phoenix are going to catch the Medivac. Such a smart play from Minigun. He's saying, no, you're not going to save anything, but... No, okay, you will save it. Okay, Minigun, he's changed his mind. That Oracle is still doing work. He's actually got 6 kills so far, and that's probably 5 of those SCV kills. Actually, a little bit surprised he didn't move the Phoenix out, but it does look like he wants to take the third base, which is being blocked by this Marine. That's annoying. Oracle does get picked off by some early Vikings. You see its little pieces fall into the abyss. But cool enough, though. We do have a second starport. We should see a reactor for it because, honestly, you need a ton of Vikings to deal with this composition. Phoenix Colossus is so strong in that there's really only one Terran option, and that is to just make a ridiculous amount of Vikings and get the most glorious bio spread the world has ever seen. Spread it better than, like, Nutella or something. There's the armor starting up. Even Protoss air weapons. And I really like this. Phoenix attack in sets of 2. And Phoenix attack very quickly. They do low damage output, but their attacks are so fast that getting the attack upgrade, especially this early on for Minigun, is really nice. It's going to give him a lot more flexibility and allow his Phoenix to chew through Medivacs and Vikings much faster, since they only do bonus damage to light. There are no Terran air flying light units that will be used by the STC. The only light unit in the sky for Terran is the Banshee. Which, Phoenix would just counter naturally since it can't shoot up. But picks off this Marine at the tower. I guess he can make light units by picking up Marines. But there's still this observer from Minigun kind of watching over these pathways. There's a lot of Vikings here, but Minigun's he hasn't seen the third base be taken. So I'm kind of wondering if Minigun knows that third was secured. It's not the biggest deal ever, though. He's got a couple cannons now set up to try to deter drops as well. A Marine's watching the fourth base zone, But there are still a lot of Phoenix. He can run around and harass. He just needs to be careful that he doesn't get caught off guard. If he sends the Phoenix out to, say, the natural expansion and the STC is in the center of the map and decides to push him, he won't have any anti-air to deal with the Vikings. So he's got to play carefully. Play cards close to his chest. He's just going to pick off a few more Marines here and there. And yeah, STC's like, no, I guess I can't really do that. Does scan and get that Observer. Very nice play from the STC, but Minigun really hasn't been deterred in his build. He has not been harassed really at all. He hasn't taken any damage whatsoever. Just that single scouting probe that he lost earlier. He's going to send out Hallucinated Phoenix. He sees the Viking count. He sees the bio. And you know what? There's actually a pretty low medevac count. 4 is about the minimum that you can manage. You really having less than 4 makes engaging with bio very hard. But here we go. He's got a lot of Colossi. He wants to bait the attack out. This one Colossus gets some damage, and he's actually sandwiched the army with Colossi. Time Warp gets dropped to Phoenix, going ham on the Vikings with that +1 attack chewing through them. There's still 2 Colossi on the map, but only 1 remaining now. Has STC managed to break Minigun? He's pressing now into the 3rd base. He wants to win this game and get complexity into the Acer TeamStory Cup for Season 2. Will he be able to get it? All the Colossi are dead. The Phoenix are fighting, but there's nothing left to kill the bio. All of these probes dying horrible deaths. Another Colossus. Somehow, where did this guy come from? He's alive, but for how long the Phoenix can try to pick these units up? It's really his only chance as the Colossus tries to deal damage, but it topples, and the Marines will chew and shoot down those Phoenix. GG, the STC.